What's going on, everyone? Going live here right now to go over the round 1, round 2 Showdown Picks. It's kind of going to be used as my starting screen for now. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. Let's see what we can do here. Going to send out the tweet to let everyone know we're live. And then I'll start to get into round 1 reaction for you guys here. Something that I do kind of want to start to do going forward, potentially here. So let me know if this is something you want me to do. I kind of like going live. It's fun. Get to have the conversation with you guys. So, it is what it is. Letting everyone know about the Matt Jones 70-1 outright bet that's doing well. As well as maybe potentially the Russell Henley, baby. He's playing well. Got some good staff. It's doing well right now. And obviously we'll touch on that. And we're going to get into that chalk talk as well. All right. Hopefully you guys are doing a little bit better than me in cash, because my cash build was kind of probably the worst cash build it could be. Some GPP builds are going well, though. So it's kind of a mixed bag of stuff that's going on right now in terms of contests right now. I am currently cashing in the DFS Open lineup right now. That's kind of fun. That's a lot due to Matt Jones being on Matt Jones. I was a little bit lucky that I ended up on him there, to be honest with you guys. But hey, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. But yeah, we'll kind of just recap it here. I got the leaderboard pulled up here on the side screen. If you guys have any questions while I'm live, make sure to get those in and I'll get those answered for you guys. But yeah, so let's just kind of recap it here right now. So do want to touch on a couple of things here. New on the, kind of updated the homepage there for you guys on the 9 to 5 Sports page. So homepage, cheat sheet, player cheat sheet, tournament write-up, a little bit easier for everyone to navigate there. Still have the PGA lineup builder there. Course and data sheet. You guys know what that is. But one thing I added in there is going to be the ownership page, which I'm going to do going forward. Hopefully. I mean, not yet, but it's just how much I'm going to use this is kind of what I'm trying to determine still. So give it a second to load. We can kind of see there. So we have kind of the projected ownership, which will be in there all the time. And then, obviously throughout the week, we'll get the added in actual ownership there. So let me just see here. There we go. So I'll just add in the actual ownership and we'll kind of compare it, see how we did ownership wise, kind of first time doing the ownerships there. And I think we did pretty good, kind of a standard deviance on the top end of like 5, deviation of 5 on the top end there. So that's about right. I mean, I think a lot of more people late last night got onto Joaquin Niemann a lot more as the kind of the night went on there. And then same thing with Sanjay M. And then it gets pretty accurate after that. Russell Henley, Brendan Steele, pretty good there. Cameron Tringale, pretty good there as well. So yeah, pretty good as a whole there. But Shane Lowry, I was kind of shocked that he was that high owned. I think that's mostly due to the fact that Daniel Berger withdrew. But it does make sense. Shane Lowry, Taylor Gooch. I was a little bit shocked about Adam Scott, though. I felt like he was a little bit too priced up to be that high owned. Yeah, we kind of got the good sense of what's going on. Pretty accurate as a whole there. I'm kind of, proud of that. First time kind of doing ownership. Projections did pretty well. Well, also new is going to be kind of this leaderboard showdown page as well. Have percent ownership there as well. So we can kind of see which players that are chalky are doing poorly and which players that are, not chalky that are doing well. So I'll give that a second to load here. All right. So yeah, most owned as of right now, as of recording this. Might have to update this actually here. But yeah, just kind of, I'm going to update that while I'm talking it over here. So let's see. But yeah, we can see Joaquin Niemann, most owned in GPPs there. We'll talk about the morning round while I'm updating it here. So Matt Jones obviously went out and played well. So he was on the betting card there. He was 70-1 to start the betting card. And I'm actually going to pull up kind of what we were thinking with him on the tournament write-up sheet here. So I'm going to pull that up there for you guys. Look, who's that handsome man right there? That's me, obviously. So yeah, I had him, 71. That's pretty good. Patton Kazire was going low last I checked, so that's good. You like to see that. But kind of what I wrote for Matt Jones there was, Matt Jones, he is an intriguing play at this price point. He has made 2 straight cuts here at this event, finishing 47th and 36th. Obviously, pretty strong finishes there. We like that. Before his missed cut last week, or before his missed cut at the API, had made 7 straight cuts. He bounced back last week with a made cut at the Players. The worry with Matt Jones was he sucked in ball striking, he sucked in effective total driving, and he sucked in effective greens gained. That was the worry with him. But he was pretty good in his effective bogey avoidance, and he was pretty strong kind of everywhere else. But the fact that he was not hitting the ball entirely well was kind of the worry with him. That it just was. And that you should worry about that when a guy's not hitting the ball well. That should always be the worry when a guy's not hitting the ball well. James Hahn, hopefully he comes through, but Jim Ferrix doing pretty well. The value plays are all doing pretty well last I checked, so hopefully this stays true. Be nice to see the value plays come through, which were Jim Ferrix, Cameron Pearson, and John Howe were like the few that I was really trying to go out of my way to make happen. So hopefully that kind of stays true here with the value plays. And it's kind of been crazy this year. We all know the value plays have been so much easier to predict, statistically speaking, than every other price point ranges. It's just strange. That should not be the case. It shouldn't be. And it's had like just as much upside as well. So just one of those strange things that's occurring. So I don't really get what's going on there. Yeah, kind of just looking over the player pool. Gonna need some guys to step up here. That's for sure. Need some guys to step up here. So Sanjay M, I think he was playing well last I checked. Taylor Gooch, a little bit hit or miss there. Could have been a little bit better from him. Brendan Steele, kind of the chalk donkey there. And guys, this is kind of the theme, okay? And thankfully, we've kind of come to know this. So I actually didn't end up on him as much as I would in weeks past, if you will. It's that freaking mid-tier play to like 7.5K play where you just naturally end up on him in your price point, in your builds. And you just kind of know to fade them a little bit because that's kind of just been the theme of 2021. It's like, hey, we got a safe play, fade them. Let's go all risky. That's why Henley's going and playing well right now. It's just the weirdest thing that we have going in 2021, but I expect some of those guys to bounce back there. So we got it pulled up here now. And I think something that'd be interesting to look at is to look at which players here are the most owned that are probably going to miss the cut. So we'll sort it here by ownership. And then, I just kind of want to do top, 15 or so owned. So let's see. So right now we're looking just in terms of, what's this, about the top 10 owned. Taylor Gooch, I think he's going to bounce back fine. And then Brendan Steele. Brendan Steele had a bunch of opportunities, missed some putts there. We're kind of expecting him to bounce back kind of fine there. But Taylor Gooch, probably going to make the cut. But other than that, most owned players are all doing well. There's not really that much chalk that's going to miss. Obviously, you got 2 players there at around 20% ownership that could miss the cut. Let's lower this a little bit, see if there's any other ones here. So Jim Ferrix played well. That's good. I like that. Kazire blew up his back nine. What did he end up shooting on his back nine? I haven't even checked that. I'm going to pull that up here. Let's see. I'm scared to look now because he was looking good. He was, 90-1? Good staff fit. Oh, you got me scared here. Oh, man. That's not good. So he's kind of projected to miss the cut there. That's what that means. Don't want that. That sucks. We don't like that at all. But just in terms of players that made the cut did well, but let's just see how the model and how the stat rank players ranked out pretty well there as well. So Brandon Wu, you guys already know. And also, who was the other one? Yeah, Brandon Wu had 3 stats, so he was popping, so I'm just going to take him out of there because obviously that's not a true indication. That's kind of the problem with giving data because sometimes it pops up players like that, and I don't want to go through and change that on people without, that's just not what I want to do. I don't want to be the one editing data to make it how I want it to work. I just give the data out there. So we can see there based off of, the top few players in the model. I'll just sort it here. Do top 15 or so. So we got 1 miscut, 2 miscuts. Let's just see. So Matt Jones, Russell Henley, Cameron Davis, Cameron Tringale, all top 10 right now. That's great. Joaquin Niemann, Sanjay M. We expect them to go out and play better. And then we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About 5 miscuts there on the top 16. That's kind of crazy to me. Let's do top 20. See if that adjusts it at all. And that's kind of the theme of this year. Now, obviously, all these people we didn't exactly end up on entirely. It's just the model spinning out. And I know Keimer was casually popping. I don't know if he's in this. But yeah, Kiao Lee didn't end up on him. Okay, so like top 20, it's still pretty solid there. Pretty good as a whole there for the model. Take out Kiao Lee, who wasn't in the player pool. Then we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 miscuts. I didn't even end up on Nick Taylor either. So you really only had 3 miscuts on the top 20 in the model, which is pretty solid. So Kazire -3 through 9. Now he's +1. That sucks. That really sucks. That's like who was the other guy? Can't think of his name. JT Poston as well. He started off really good and faded there. Kind of sucks. But now we'll just take a peek at the stat rank as well, kind of see that as well, see who can bounce back there. And then we'll talk about the showdown picks. So this is where I think, let's see here. Sorted by place. So we can see kind of the stat fits were a little bit more accurate, I guess, if you will. A little bit more hit or miss, I guess, as well. Stuart Sink might make the cut. That's interesting. Jim Ferrix in there, Russell Knox, Matthew Naismith, Sanjay M, Kevin Strimling, Keegan Bradley. Okay, all guys are doing pretty well. So for the most part, really, the plays that are holding us back right now are Gooch, Steele, and Hahn, and a little bit of Gim as well. A couple of those GPP plays there. So Gooch and Steele are kind of the big ones, but got a lot of upside there on the top end. So hopefully those guys can come through there. But it's kind of crazy. The ownership wasn't that bad this week. All of it kind of made sense. I was a little bit shocked. I wasn't shocked, but like I thought Jim Ferrix would get up that high, but I kind of thought that like Cameron Piercy or John Hub would also be like 10% owned. They weren't that off there, I guess, if you will. And they both played well in their opening round. Yeah, no, afternoon 9 is definitely harder. So, and I'm going to get into that here with the showdown picks, is that you definitely want to be favoring those guys that played in the afternoon today. Pretty much the earlier the tee time tomorrow are the players that you want to be focusing on for your round 2 showdown builds. So we'll get into that right now. Let me just sort it. All right, so Jim Ferrix, so he's kind of going to be the go-to play in your builds pretty much for round 2. Makes sense, has a favorable tee time, really dominates in round 2. That's his best round, top 7 in the model. Yeah, all signs to Jim Ferrix being a quality play. Very solid there. Joaquin Niemann, I don't know, he doesn't exactly have the best tee time. I probably wouldn't want to go with him as much. I mean, if you have to, you have to, but you definitely want to favor the morning tee times tomorrow. So Jim Ferrix, Sanjay M, those are going to be kind of the starting points for your builds tomorrow, just because it naturally just makes sense in terms of lineup construction there. Any other afternoon tee time? So Patton Kizzire, we kind of just touched on him, but kind of fell off there, I guess. I didn't get to see it. I'm kind of sad about that, but expect him to bounce back here. Round 2 scoring 10th. It's pretty solid. Top 27 in the model, could be a little bit better there, but top 20 stat rank play. So kind of what it's looking like is it's going to be Patton Kizzire, Sanjay M, and Jim Ferrix, kind of the go-to plays. And was Russell Henley in the afternoon wave? I believe he was. So possibly Russell Henley as well. So Jim Ferrix, Sanjay M, Russell Henley, and Patton Kizzire are going to be plays that we can look at for round 2. Let's just do kind of my favorite exercise here. It's like which players that had a bad round 1 are due to regress. I don't know. I just enjoy doing that. And one thing that we can do that by is kind of just look at players that were high owned that had a bad round. I'm really curious to see that. So Brendan Steele, ooh, that's not that good. So, but we can see, guys. So one of his better rounds is round 1. That's actually been his best round on the year. And his worst round is round 2 scoring. So honestly, I expect that to flip back. I expect that to kind of regress back, and he should play better. It's just a matter not with Brendan Steele if he's going to be making his putts or not. But not a good sign that he ranks out kind of the worst for those high-owned players in terms of round 2 scoring. That's not obviously a good sign, but simple regression. We saw that a lot last week. JT was high owned. We saw him come through for everyone there and regress strong back to the mean there in round 3 and round 4. So I'm not going to say that 20% of people were wrong with him as a play. Ranked out well, landed on him naturally. I wish he was a little bit better in that round 2 rank, but let's see here. Like Taylor Gooch, definitely expect him to regress back and have a much better round. Struggle kind of in round 1, gonna have a much better round 2 most likely. The only thing that sucks is that it is a afternoon 2 time. Obviously we don't want that. So someone like Chris Kirk, kind of chalky if you will, didn't exactly dominate today. -1 is solid. We'll have to see kind of where he ends up at, but he could be a solid round 2 pick for you guys as well. He has the favorable 2 time, so kind of interesting there. Yeah, really the only strong regression target would be Taylor Gooch there, but he doesn't have the favorable 2 time. Yeah, it's windy in the afternoon. So that's the thing. It's like it's at this weird wind range. And once again, this will be something that I add onto the website here shortly. It's that there's different categories of wind strengths that I've kind of done on the website. It's that you have pretty much perfect weather, which is like no wind, good, great weather, which really does not affect shots too much. And that's pretty much mile per hour winds that are 15 or less. And then you get into like 15 to 20. I kind of characterize that as fair, which is kind of what we saw here. That starts to affect it a little bit here or there. Obviously, players don't have as much control on their shots. Factor in a tougher golf course, and it makes it play a lot more difficult. But once we get into like 20 plus mile per hour winds, that's bad. And then 30 plus mile per hour winds is worse. So, really from the fair to worse mile per hour winds is when we really start to see the courses play a lot more difficult. And obviously you factor in a more difficult course and the scores start to go up. And I think tomorrow that they're going to make it play a lot more hard as well. So Chris Kirk ended up shooting -2. Gotcha. Yeah, that's the thing about the leaderboard, especially when I'm live, is that it updates like every half an hour or so. It's more or less for us to use after we're done, or after round 1's done, or after the round's done. So now we'll take a peek here and see which players are going to be the most likely to win heading into round 2. Let's take the ownerships out of there though. And whether it's in the comments or in the chat here, got a few people on the chat right now live. I do want to go live more. Let me know in the comments if that's something you guys want to see me do more for these showdown ones. I can easily do that. Probably like a 4 p.m. live stream. Kind of just something fun to do. Just talk it over. I don't know. I enjoy going live. But yeah, let's get into who's going to win. Let's give that. And if you guys remember, I think JT was popping. I know he was popping after round 3 for sure. I think he might have been like the 10th player even heading into round 2. I'd have to double check. I don't remember that exactly, but I know like going into round 4, he was like the 3rd best. It was going into round 3 that I think he was top 10 because he made the cut. And then Bryson, obviously 2 weeks ago, he was there the whole time. But yeah, let's just see who's most likely to win. Russell Henley. Okay, I honestly thought it'd be Matt Jones. So Russell Henley heading into round 2 is the most likely to win. He does have that favorable tee time, so that should help him out a decent amount. Bro, that leaderboard is crazy. It is crazy. It's, really the last 3 weeks, if you will, the predictability has been down in terms of stats. And I do think that this one is going to kind of come back a little bit to the field, if you will, this week. But I don't know. I like these weeks a little bit more where the leaderboards are a little bit crazy. Matt Jones there. We like that, obviously. Second best, likely to win. Cameron Tringale there. He bounced back really strong after his poor round there at the Players' Championship. Zach Johnson, interesting there. You could probably get decent odds on him, I would imagine. And this is kind of the ideal setup for Zach Johnson. These are the events that Zach Johnson goes out and plays well. Joaquin Niemann, top 5. So Joaquin Niemann, I was kind of interested there. So Joaquin Niemann ranks out much better than does Sanjay Am. So Joaquin Niemann is kind of expected to make that push, much like JT did. You know, if you want to outright bet him live, you could easily do that. I could see that happening. Then Aaron Wise, this is shocking to me because he did not really grade out, you know, that well. Only top 50 in the model. And I think this is due to the fact that round 1 has been his worst round. Ranks 110th in that. His next few rounds on tour are all top 50. So in terms of round scoring, interesting there, actually. You know, top 50 is not horrible. Was a 34th for StatFit, second place right now. I probably wouldn't do that, but I could see it. Chris Kirk, John Haas, Sanjay M, and Matthew Naismith kind of rounding out the top 10. Let's see Sanjay M here, because he's not someone I would expect to go out and close it. But, I mean, I would maybe top 10. I could see that. Hey, thanks, Marshall. I appreciate that. I don't think I've seen you in here before. I know I've seen Kicks and Michael in here a decent amount. So appreciate you being in here, man. But now one thing I like to do as well is kind of just look at that top 10 and see which players are most likely not to suck, pretty much is what I want to see. And we'll do top 20. And let's just sort it by most likely to do bad. Not my boy DJ Trahan. Oh, man. That's not too bad. So Jimmy Walker, Eric Compton. Not going to lie. There's very few names that I don't know. Didn't know that one. Interesting there. JB Holmes. So JB Holmes played pretty well. He's actually someone I had to look up on that new tool I'm talking about that should be live here in the next 2 weeks or so to see, like, did I miss him as a player, or is he just kind of having a random good day? Kind of just seemed like a random good day for him. But good for him. You know, obviously he's a good player. So yeah, Jimmy Walker, Eric Compton, JB Holmes, Scott Harrington. Scott Harrington kind of has some random good rounds here and there. Obviously we don't expect that to continue. Round 1 is his best round, so expected to fall off there throughout the weekend. Even if he might not even make the cut, to be honest with you guys. Kevin Chappell, good for him. But once again, round 1 is his best round, so kind of expect him to fall off. Robert Streb, let's see him. Round 1's his best round, expect him to fall off. Camilo Villegas. So this is one that I could kind of buy into a little bit here. I wouldn't be surprised if he actually goes out and continues to play decent. Then Ryan Moore as well. This is one where we kind of thought that he could, you know, go out and play well. Hasn't had that many rounds under his belt just due to an injury. This was kind of like the Charlie Hoffman play last week where, you know, there's injury worries, but all in all, you know, you put him in a little bit of your GPP builds just because you know the upside's there with him. You know, if everything goes well, he could easily top 10. So, you know, I could see that with Ryan Moore. And then DJ Trahan and CT Pan kind of expected to fall off as well. But I like DJ Trahan. Hopefully he continues to play well. Just popped on my feed today. Nice, man. Yeah, I got to start going live a little bit more. Honestly, I'm just trying to, I got all the tools on 9 to 5 to the point where I feel really good about it. And that's kind of why I've been waiting. It's kind of been a strategic thing to really start to push 9 to 5 out there for everyone. So now I'm really going to try to go and, you know, just make a lot of content, get the information out to everyone so that they can use it how they see fit. So that's kind of what I'm going for. So is the weather supposed to be the same as it was today? That's something we can look up on PGA Tour weather. I believe so. It was supposed to be pretty much the exact same throughout the week. I know earlier on in the week on Sunday, it was expected to get some gusty winds to like 25. But let me just pull that up. And I just like to use the PGA Tour weather. That's kind of just what I like to use. Just it's coming from them. Obviously they're there. It's sponsored by, I think, Travelers. I'll pull that up here on the screen. So pull up the 10-day, I guess. 10-mile-per-hour winds actually went down for Saturday. Friday, 12, 9. So, yeah, the winds have actually gone down a lot. That is surprising to me as a whole. Huh. That's crazy. I mean, this week it was supposed to be pretty windy. So if it does die down, 1, it should make it easier. But 2, I actually think that they'll make this course play a lot harder. Certain pin locations. tee locations, I think if the wind is down, they'll compensate that by making it play harder just with their certain locations. Yeah, so we saw it get up to 17 mile per hour winds. And like I said, that's when it starts to affect the scores there. So kind of just interesting there as a whole. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys. I know not too many people on the live chat right now, but hopefully, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, can do this again. Have some fun with it. Oh, I did want to do kind of a bracket here live. So if you guys want to do that, you can. If not, if you don't want to stay for that, that's fine. I get it. So bracket talk, just for the fun of it. And I don't know, do you guys have any sleepers that you're on for bracket wise? Because I don't really. I've touched on this a couple of times. All the ones that I wanted to be on were all in that bottom right bracket region, unfortunately. So let's do it. Let's just go through it and have some fun with it. God, I hope so. Leaderboard needs a makeover. It does need a makeover. Just kind of going through the bracket real quick, just for fun. Do a quick 3-minute bracket build here. James Hahn did not just withdrew. No, he did not. Are you kidding me? He did not. Oh, no. That's bad. That's going to be bad for me. That's like the third straight week where stat flyer, I guess, if you will, that has withdrawn. There's no way. Breaking news live on 9 to 5. James Hahn. I'm actually searching that on Twitter here now real quick. Oh my God. Oh, this is so painful. This is the 4th straight week. I even put it on the 9 to 5 Discord chat. I'm like, man, finally, guys. We haven't got a whole withdrawal this whole morning. It's great. Man, that sucks. Oh, shoot. It broke the webcam there. James Hahn just broke the webcam there. That sucks. I mean, so I forget who it was 3 weeks ago, but Louis Oosthuizen, high exposure play, withdrew, and that was the week where he was like a better version of Corey Connors. We all know how Corey Connors did that week. Last week it was Harris English, and just kind of going off of that same thing, he was a pretty similar play to that of Corey Connors, and he withdrew. Good stat fits where I had decent exposure to, and same thing with James Hahn this week. That's actually going to ruin a lot of I had a few solid 6 or 6 builds there with James. Well, not James Hahn. 5 out of 6 with James Hahn in there. Luckily, my main build came down to like Sanjay, Neiman, and then I went Piercy and Jim Ferrix. And then I was in that like last kind of lineup range of like Matt Jones, Zach Johnson, Kazire, Hahn. Who else was there? There's one other. Did I say Neesmith? There's one other popular. Varner a little bit. But damn, that's like, I ended up on Hahn like the most in that range, so that's going to suck. These withdrawals are killing me the last 3 weeks, which is kind of crazy. I bet him outright. I don't think you would since he started. I don't think he will get your money back with that one. Louis, gosh, man, this is insane. I think this is a worse thing than like Victor Hovland's mom leading to a miscut last week. Because if she doesn't do that, he makes the cut. He gets those 2 strokes back. And probably plays better in the second round anyways. Man, Jesus. This has been a crazy 3 weeks. I mean, even going back to like Puerto Rico Open, the pure domination there. But it's the Puerto Rico Open, so like no one cares. And then like last week with the Players Championship, 3 out of 6 was the norm. And it's looking like that could be this as well. Who's the last outright you won? I think it was Daniel Berger. I didn't mind Justin Thomas last week. I thought he was a better outright bet than he was like DFS play because I thought he could miss the cut. And, that was actually true, like up until like the 14th hole. So had a lot of long shot bets come close. There's been a long stretch of that. So like each way bets right now have been great. If you're doing that with the information, it's been great for you guys. I think Hahn screwed all of us. That's insane. Oh yeah. So Victor Hovland's mom was the one that told him. So let's just pull it out. He has golf ball. And when he went to mark it, he marked it on this side. And then he had to move it because he was in the line of someone. So he went ahead and like put it on this side as opposed to this side when he went back to market. And then he played his ball from that updated spot there. And no one caught it. No one caught it except for his mom. His mom told him after the round. And then, being the non-Patrick Reed self that he is, or Matthew Wolff self that he is, he ended up telling them that he signed for the wrong score on the scorecard because of that. And he lost 2 strokes. That sucked. That was super annoying. All right, just real quick with the bracket talk. If you guys have any questions, get those in. But, let's make a bracket together as well. Tell me if one of these picks are stupid. Mizzou, Gonzaga. We're just taking Gonzaga all the way. But honestly, guys, UCSB I like a lot, but I also don't mind Creighton. See, I hate when they do this because there's some matchups where it's just click and go. But then you kind of want to force an upset pick to work, and that's kind of what we got there with them. Don't like Ohio, but I know what's going on with the Virginia situation where they're quarantined right now, but I like Virginia. They're kind of like my Wisconsin of the East, if you will. I'm from Wisconsin. Eastern Washington, I wanted to pick them, to be honest with you guys. I did, but I can't. I picked them, I think, 2 years ago is what it was. So Kansas, we got that. Kansas. Not paying too much attention to that matchup. I mean, I feel like this is like the easiest one to predict, the top left for bracket-wise. Just don't go crazy with it. As I put a 12 seed to go to the Sweet 16. And then Gonzaga. Like, that's the easiest one to me. Then the bottom left is not as bad either. I'm going to go with the St. Bonnie's, actually. Colorado, I like a decent amount. UNC Greensboro. So this is where I hate it, too, because I actually really like Florida State, but I just want to pick UNC Greensboro. Okay, I won't be stupid here. I'll go with Florida State because I really like them. But that's where it makes me mad. It's like, just flip UNC Greensboro with Eastern Washington, and I can pick them over Kansas. Just makes me mad. Oh, he's a UNC fan. Hey, to be honest, they both suck. They both underperformed here. Okay, so I don't expect big things from either of them. So, this is like the least pumped I've been for March Madness, sadly. My UCLA Bruins, I'm a casual like LA sports fan as well, mostly due to like Russell Westbrook and Kevin Love when they went to UCLA. Like, Russell Westbrook has been like my favorite sports player for some reason since like, I don't know, high school for me. So it's pretty awesome to see him win the MVP a few years back. All right, let's just close this out. All right, Maryland or UConn? Let's go Big Ten. I don't like that. We're going Big Ten, though. This is the homer in me, guys. That's just what I do sometimes. Steve Stricker. Did he, let me just pull him up here, actually. Did he ended up finishing it out well? Oh, man. He was on top of the leaderboard for a while there. I don't think he did. I think he ended up sucking down the stretch like he did at the Players. Think Baylor beats either of us anyways. Yeah, Baylor's going to dominate. See, the Badgers are a little bit different because they've been horrible with their three-pointers a lot lately. So maybe they could get hot, but yeah, they're a 9 seed, so I don't expect them to beat Baylor. But, I mean, I could see them maybe getting 2 upsets, and I would kind of say they're an upset pick over UNC right now. I need to see my boy Stevie. Oh, this is always scary, pulling him up. He was doing fine last week too, for a little bit of round 2 at the Players, and then just bombed. We'll give that a second to load. All right, so Michigan we're going with. Let's go Colorado. BYU I like. See, this is interesting because I kind of feel like this would be the pick here because like the 11 seed was ever since they've done the play-in games with the 11 seed, teams went to the Sweet 16, I believe. And I kind of feel like that could be one of these 2 teams here, but whatever. F it. Not too much. I'm not going crazy too much there. Alabama. No, we'll go Michigan. All right. So now we get into this one. This one's kind of easy as well, I feel like. Wisconsin here kicks over UNC for sure. Then we can get crazy. So I really like Winthrop. 1-loss team. I feel pretty good about that. But freaking going against Villanova, this is what makes me mad. I like Villanova a lot. But for the sake of fun, I'm going to pick Winthrop over Villanova. North Texas versus Purdue. I actually really like Purdue. Going to pick them over Winthrop as well. Texas versus Utah. I forget what I liked here. I think I went Texas Tech. I won Homa, Morikawa first 2 weeks I ever gambled. Dude, honestly, Marshall, I feel like that is how it goes in golf, really, is that you start off hot, you hit a little bit of a lull, and then it all comes back together. I don't know. Golf is a weird thing. Like a month ago, I had like cashed 3 straight weeks, and we'll see how this goes. But I did end up on James Hunt in my cash build, so I'm most likely not going to cash, and it's kind of sucks. Didn't play much of the WGC event. Dominated the Puerto Rico Open. API, I honestly don't remember. That was kind of hit or miss week. And then last week, finished top 50% in cash. Didn't cash, though. That kind of sucked. Had a nice Sunday push. I know a lot of 9 to 5 members were able to backdoor into a profitable week, which, good for them. Crazy week last week. Freaking mudball for Webb Simpson. I'm still kind of pissed about that. Colgate. I love Colgate. Not the toothpaste brand, but Wisconsin is criminally underseeded. So the thing with Wisconsin is if you've watched them, it has been like watching the Chicago Bears this year in football, where it's just painful. You're like, this team sucks. How are they winning games? And then it finally came back where they just sucked. If they can make threes, sure, they can do something. I just don't expect it. Hovland was the right pick, honestly. F his mom. She is like DFS enemy number 1 right now to me. Maybe Patrick Reed and then Victor Hovland's mom, because like if my mom did that, I'd be pretty mad at her. It's like, why would you tell me that? I would have been better off not knowing that in my life. I think we can all agree with that. Because not only did she screw Victor Hovland, she screwed like 15% of DFS players that like playing her son on DraftKings. Let's see here. Let's close it out here. All right, guys. Do I do Colgate over Texas Tech? What do you think? All right. So do I like M. Neiman, Zach Johnson? So no, I don't like that. You want to favor early tee time. Early tee time as much as possible there, Kicks. So, yeah, I'll pull that up here again, actually, just kind of before I finish the build there. So we'll kind of get back into that real quick. Steve. Is Steve really -4? I don't think that is. He still -4? I'd have to pull that up on the PGA Tour leaderboard. Once again, I have to refresh this after the live stream to see kind of how it ended up. All right. So yeah, we'll get into the round 2 picks here again, just to show you which ones I like the most. So yeah, Jim Furyk I like a lot. Sanjay M, because they got that favorable tee time. So those 2 for sure. And then Russell Henley, I believe he has the afternoon tee time or morning tee time, because that's what you want. Let me just double check. PGA Tour tee times. All right, so round 2. Now this is something I might just add into the website too, so we don't have to click over. Henley. Okay, so no, we don't want Henley had a morning tee time today? Is that so? Huh, I didn't realize that. Okay, so not him. So Chris Kirk, morning tee time. I believe he was supposed to play well. Let me just pull him up here. So Kirk. Just break it down a little bit more. A little bit of a deeper dive here. So ranks like 16th. That's not bad. Morning tee time, kind of adjust for it. Rated out well in the model. Didn't exactly go out and play too well. Probably will be around the same percent own, maybe like 20%. But, you know, he should be a quality play with that favorable tee time. I like him as a pick for that. Let's see here. Cameron Davis you could roll with as well. He might be popular though. Like Stuart Sink, I might actually not mind too much with that favorable tee time. But yeah, like Jim Furyk, you could even go Kevin Streelman if you wanted. But like Jim Furyk, Sanjay M, those are going to be like the top 2 picks that you should go with. For the most part, you know, that should work. And after that, really not that many players with that favorable tee time. Let's see Patton Kizzire. Let's just double check that. So Patton Kizzire, favorable tee time as well. So that would kind of be my 3 starters. But honestly, the earlier the tee time tomorrow, the better. So if you want to even go with someone like Will Gordon, you could. But like for me, I would go like Chris Kirk, maybe Cameron Davis, guy that popped up pretty well. then maybe Sink or maybe Knox, maybe. Don't want to go crazy there, but definitely like Jim Ferrix and Sanjay M. Obviously, they grade out really well. You could go Strowman as well if you wanted to go that route there. My round one long shot is Morehead State. Oh, baby. I like it. Actually, I really like Morehead State. So did anyone pick? I need someone to pick. All right, Texas Tech, Sweet 16 sleeper. All right, we're going Texas Tech then. Texas Tech over Ohio State. I don't like the Buckeyes. They beat the Badgers and everything. So we're going Texas Tech there just because you said it as well. So Baylor. I mean, that's kind of an easy road for Texas Tech, but I can't do a 10-loss team. So we're going to go Baylor. I don't like this. I don't like going 1 seeds. That's not fun. So we're definitely going with Houston here, guys. Just telling you, they're going to the Final Four now. Spoiler. So Illinois. Honestly, I feel bad for Illinois, guys. I think they really got screwed. They should have been a 1 seed, but you get them Loyola, and I don't even think Georgia Tech's that bad anyways. I mean, we can see the BPI rank here on ESPN. Honestly, side point, ESPN does a horrible job compared to Yahoo with bracketology. Just trash compared to Yahoo. It's like the only reason why I stay on Yahoo is for March Madness stuff because it's fun. But honestly, I hate this matchup here because, like, Loyola isn't bad. They aren't. Like, they shouldn't have been an 8 seed. They probably should have been like a, okay, I'm going to say 7 seed, but they probably should have been like a 6 or 7 seed. So it's honestly stupid that they have to face. I think the bracket did this on purpose to get that Illinois versus Illinois matchup, which honestly, they do this every year and they say they don't, but I really think they did that. And I could see Loyola upset Illinois. I could. Then we got Oregon State versus Tennessee. Obviously, Oregon State really, they won their conference tournament. They got hot at the right time, 12 seed. You know, not bad there. I like Tennessee, though, here. And then this is where it gets fun. So Liberty over Oklahoma State. I feel good about that. They got that senior-oriented team. They're a bunch of shooters, or I should say upperclassmen-oriented team. They shoot pretty well. You know, they're kind of like the upset special. But then you got Oklahoma State with the projected number 1 pick in the draft. Now, that could go 2 ways. He wants to show out on March Madness, you know, just dominate, or he's looking ahead. You know, it kind of goes twofold there. It's like, you know, what did he go to college for? Did he go to college because he has to, or did he go to college for the experience? And I don't really know. I haven't really followed college basketball that much here. Liberty over Tennessee, though. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go, Liberty. Be the one. And then San Diego State. Honestly, San Diego State, to me, guys, I feel like they should have been like a 4 seed, maybe even a 3 seed. Like, this is why I hate this bracket, is that you got a team like SDSU that, you know, just knows what they're doing. They play well. And then you got Syracuse with, you know, obviously coaching helps them out a lot there. Experience there, I think, does matter coaching-wise in March Madness. But I like SDSU there to win. Then Morehead State. We already mentioned it here. Morehead State, I love them as an upset pick there. Against West Virginia. You got a team with only 7 losses. That's pretty good. And then what I like to look at as well is like their points per game versus their points given up. Pretty spectacular. That spread is pretty good. So yeah, Morehead State, I agree. All right, let's see if I can get caught up. Don't count out my Spartans. You know, see that, where were they? Is this are they going against UCLA, right? Honestly, like I think that I think that could be like the 11th seed that goes to the Sweet 16. Because, you know, I believe that has happened every year here since they started doing that. Or if not, like a majority of the years. I could easily see that. All right, let's close this out. Let's have some fun with it. San Diego State. We'll go Illinois. So, all right, I actually really like Houston, but what do we do here? SDSU or Houston, guys? How do we close this out? SDSU or Houston? I wanted to pick Houston this whole year to win. I'm going Houston. We're going to pick them to win it all. Go Gonzaga, and then Houston. There we go. There's your winner. Did pick the winner last year, by the way, with Virginia. So, hopefully, 2 years ago. Sorry. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. Just a quick recap of this video real quick. So I really like Jim Ferrix. I really like Sanjay M. And I really like, who was the other one now? Chris Kirk as well for Showdown Picks. And we just look in terms of who's expected to win this week after round 2. Got to sort it by that. We're expecting Russell Henley, Matt Jones, Cameron Davis, Cameron Tringale. This has been updated since I just was doing the video as well. So Russell Henley, Matt Jones, top 2. And I would probably bet those 2 if you haven't already. Although Matt Jones probably not the best odds now. Probably like, I don't know, like 7-1 probably or something like that. Cameron Tringale, Sanjay M, Joaquin Niemann as well. Maybe Chris Kirk. That'd probably be who I go with. But those are the players that are expected to win. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. It's something I could do tomorrow as well, kind of just for fun. Hopefully